Hi everybody, it's Lewis Porter Jr. Today we're going to have a couple topics. God, my iPod going off. All right. First and foremost, I wanted to show you this check I got. It's a check I got from Steve Jackson Games from the E23 store, and I wanted to show you the massive amount of money I've made on them. I'm talking, ridiculous. Let me see if I can get you to see this. Of course you can't see this. It's too freaking blurry. Maybe the mount's too small. Oh, look at that. You can't see a damn thing. All right. Since you can't see a damn thing, there actually is a number there. You just can't see it. Oh, there. Okay. Well, here it is. The whopping big amount I got was $31.65. This is what I got from E23. Let me just describe this. I've gotten a check from them like almost every month. It's basically about the same price, the same amount that I get every single month from them. It's this amount. It's like $30, it's $40, boom. I get this check every month, and I just look at it and go, why do I still even sell on E23? I mean, is there any purpose for me to be selling on there? I mean, I haven't uploaded a product to them in at least a year and a half, and it just sells, and I get a little bit of money, and I'm like, woo, game book. And that's what I see it as, because that's really what it's going to become anyway. So I just think to myself, how much of the market does RPG Now and, for my case, Paizo control? So you got to wonder for a little bit. I mean, RPG Now has got to have what? What does everybody think? What, 70, 80% of the market? And then the rest of them share, the rest? How much money do you make? I mean, this is nothing. This is nothing. It's blah. Now Paizo has started to click up on money and doing. I'd say my Paizo money is almost half. I'd say half. Yeah, half. Yeah, actually, wow, I didn't think about that then. About half what I'm making in RPG Now. Yeah, good money, solid money. Not when I'm rich. You don't see the gold behind me or anything, but it's good, solid money for a small PDF publisher. I'm pretty happy with it. Pays for stuff. My books, which you can't see over here. It's a pretty solid amount. But it's just funny that there's no competitor. There's really no competitor to RPG Now. RPG Now, and I keep saying RPG Now, I should just call it what it is, one bookshelf. Because it's RPG Now and Drive-Thru, and they're two separate entities with the same company, with the same products, and I don't understand why they just don't use one name. I still don't get that, but that's not important. I'm just saying they control the entire market for PDFs. And now, with print on demand, they're really moving into a really specific, powerful situation. What is going on? Facebook. Yeah. That's going to be the second part of the question. And I just think it's that I'm a big fan of having several different companies, all of the higher levels, battling it out. For example, Marvel and DC. Marvel and DC own probably 75 to like 80% of the comic market. We can all agree on that. And, they control it. They control it. And they probably hold 75% of the physical comic books and probably 80% of the money. So, that's two guys and they're fighting it out. They're constantly looking to jock each other for position. And I think it's a little bit fair. You don't really have that in the RPG PDF industry. You've got RPG Now, maybe Paizo, and then really anybody else. Because, anybody else is not making any money. I can't remember the name of the company that broke off from RPG Now to start their thing. Your Games Now. Wow. I don't even know if they're still in business. I really don't. I don't. I know a lot of people went on them, started selling on them. I know there's several other sites you could sell on, but I'm just like, why? I know where most of the money's coming through. I know, the $31 I made here was not from RPG Now, but at the same time, it's just like, RPG Now and Paizo, a lot more than that. So it's like, what's the point of selling there? So, what's their draw for me? What are they saying, or even anybody? What is anybody who wants to sell PDFs saying to me as a potential client saying, hey, you should come with us because we're going to make you more money because we're going to do, and that's the question. What are you going to do? Because eventually someone's going to figure it out. There's going to be a number two in the market. And that's a contender for number two. Someone solid, someone well put together. Because really, all you really need to put this thing together is a web designer, couple of good programmers, and maybe one good marketing guy who's out there hustling every day, telling people why they should be going through, approaching stores and saying, look, we make these little plastic cards that you can sell in your store and you can make some money. You know how I feel about that. So I think that's going to be the next step. I think whoever does that little piece of selling the cards in store for the people, that's going to be the big windfall. All right. The other thing I wanted to talk about was something I just saw really quick, and this is just me being me. On Facebook, Jonathan Wick was talking about, well, not just Jonathan Wick, people were talking about women in comics and the whole over-sexualization of them and that whole thing, and da-da-da-da. And, you know, and everybody getting this whole women. This is my feeling. And I wrote this and I wanted to read this to everybody because I wanted you to just be, this is how I feel about it. And I really want to, you want to go to John Wick's post and read the entire thing so you get the whole view. But this is just my little piece of it. And basically I said, like, let's be straightforward and honest. Comics are mostly written by white males who have perceived concepts of women and minorities, which does bleed into their writing. Equality comics doesn't exist, and most likely never will, until more women and minorities are involved in the higher ranks of comic book industry and the business control. With that said, I still love reading comics. You know, whenever people talk about the sexism in comics and that that horrible girl from Go Make Me a Sandwich. I mean, really, come on. You know, men should not sexualize women. I mean, I'm going to be bluntly honest with you. I like looking at women. I think women are pretty attractive. I'm married. I got a wife, a son. Love women. Love women. Love women. I'm not going to stop looking at women. My wife knows that. My wife, we're married, happily married. I'm not running off with any of these women, but I'm going to look. When I look at eyes, I'm going to look. And if I see something, she's hot, I'm going to say she looks hot. And it's not a crime to say that. Because women do the same thing. Guys, don't ever let the women fool you and think that, we would never do that. Women are 10 times worse than men will ever be. And they do it behind your back. And some women, some of my friends, they'll do it right in your face. And they're a lot more graphic than guys ever will be. So I'm like, this whole BS of, they put women in tight clothing. You know, go, you know. I was going to say something, but I can't because, you know, my mom might be watching this. But you can think you know what I'm thinking. You know, come on. Go make me a sandwich. You know, don't make me a ham sandwich, okay? That's what I want you to go do. Oh, that's so much garbage. You know, of course it's going to be that. Because people exploit people they can. Shoot, you give me a bunch of power. You don't think I'm going to exploit somebody? Come on. People exploit. That's what you do. It's just ridiculous. Jeez, this whole thing blowing up. And then the last thing I had to talk about. Now, this is a little funnier and lighter, but this made me laugh. I just was over on RPG Now, of course, looking at what new products came out and getting my list together of products I'm going to push out and then talk about next week on my blog. Oh, yeah, if you didn't know, I usually tell people what new products have come out. Like I say, you know, product of the day for Pathfinder. And then somebody wrote a product that I had to talk about. But you'll see why in a second. It's Little Red Goblin Games, and they put out a book called Dogs of War. And I'm like, what's this? Dogs of War. Blah, blah, blah. They made a book, wait for it, on dogs. That's right, a source book on dogs. Now, for anybody who knows me personally and knows me, I joke about one book I made a long time ago saying, you know, you got to be crazy to do this book. But I made this book, and I talked about it in these videos. I made a book on dogs. And it was crazy when I did it. I mean, no doubt, crazy. And then I go and look and saw somebody else did a book on dogs. And they have like 5 breeds of dogs, a handler-based class, and new feats. And they give you, which I think is kind of good. They give you a refund guarantee. If you don't like it, you can take our money back. You know, you'll get your money back. That's a cool concept. I like that. I thought it was hilarious. I just thought it was hilarious that someone else had thought it was a good idea to write a book on dogs. Let me tell you, I got a book called Man's Best Friend, and it's for D20 Modern, and I've had it for years. And I'd be amazed. Let's go look. You know what? Let's go look because it just makes me laugh now. Let's see if this book has actually even sold a lot of books. I'm gonna go look. Man's Best Friend. Is it even still available? Oh, now I gotta go search for it. But you know, it's one of those things that you know I did because I wanted to do a book on dogs, and I liked it, and I like dogs, and I still like dogs. I'm a dog lover. But I just thought it was hilarious that somebody else thought it was a good idea to do a dog book. Now, this isn't me like dissing the guy going, how could you do a book so stupid? But don't kid yourself, because I did a dog book, so let's tell you what I was thinking. But I just think it's hilarious that someone else did a dog book. All right, let me just find it. Oh, this is amazing. So I don't know if the book's any good or not. I'm sure they're giving these guys a lot of promotion for a book on dogs that I don't even know if it's any good. Oh, there it is. Bad Dog. That's what I called it. Man's Best Friend was what I initially called it. All right, so this thing is sold at the copper level on RPG Now. So I'm guessing it's sold at copper. Oh, so that means it sold at least 100 copies. That's right. Someone has gone out of their way to buy my book on dogs. And mine was 14 pages. It was written by Lee Hammock, who's written tons of stuff, and myself. Jason Walton did the art for this. And we got, now laugh at this. You think it's funny, laugh at this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 reviews on this thing, with an average being 4.5 out of 5 stars. That's right, 4.5 out of 5 stars on a book about dogs. Yeah. Dude, it's dogs, but, you know, whatever. It's I think it's funny. Not many people write books on dogs. But I'm glad I did, so that was it. Is that all we have for the week? Oh, yes. We've been talking, and this is now Neo Exodus moment, so I'll make quick with that. We've been talking to a few game stores about getting products in, so if you have a second, go check your local stores, see if they got some of our product in. They may or they may not. If they don't, we're going to be putting together a sheet that you can PDF to them and give to them and say, hey, here's a list of cool books I want to get for Pathfinder that I want to have in the store that are on print on demand. You can order direct and you can save money and they'll ship them out to you, which we'll do. So just something to think about. I'm going to go play with my son, and since it's just about time for me to watch Season 7 Supernatural, that's what I'm going to be doing. I guess I'll be talking to you all later. Bye.